Good afternoon, friends. Myself, Dr. P. Samuel, Assistant Professor, Department of Biotechnology, Bishop Eber College, Trichy. In this video tutorial, we will be going to discuss about another important concept in chemistry called molality. Right? We will move on to the lecture. What is molality? So, let us understand this concept through the definition. Molality is represented by small letter m, small letter m. It is the unit of concentration defined as the number of moles of solute per kilogram of solvent. Here comes the major point, right? Number of moles of solute per kilogram of solvent. In molarity, we discussed about how molarity was calculated, but with respect to molality, here you have to note down the denominator, that is per kilogram of solvent, not liter. It is expressed per kilogram of solvent, per kilogram of solvent in terms of kilograms, right? And molality can be calculated by the formula, right? What I am marking in the box. Molality is equal to moles of solute by kilogram of solvent. Moles of solute by kilograms of solvent. So, we should compare while writing the answers in the examination. We have to remember all these things: how molarity is represented, how normality is represented, what is the notation, what is capital letter M, right? What is capital letter M, what is capital letter N, and what is small letter m, and what are all the numerators and denominators in molarity, normality, and molality. So, all these things, while you approach these crucial concepts in terms of comparative study, it will be helpful for you to understand more and more things about these essential concept, right? Next slide. Molality is useful unit of concentration because it is independent of temperature. Here comes the major point. What is the difference between molarity and molality, right? Molality of a solution will remain the same even if the temperature changes, whereas in molarity, concentration that is dependent on temperature, right? You can write this as a difference between molarity and molality, right? Even the temperature changes, there won't be any change in the molality of the solution, whereas in molarity it is a dependent factor. It is dependent on the temperature of the environment in the sense temperature of the solvent, I mean the solution. Molality is also used to calculate the colligative properties. This is a very essential concept. Still I could remember this one. It was taught by Mr. Armstrong sir in Don Bosco Matriculation Higher Secondary School, Tanjavur. While I was studying plus 2, Dr. Armstrong was the chemistry teacher for me to who taught about the colligative properties. See, colligative properties are properties of solution that depend on the number of particles on the solution. So, it depends on number of particles, but not on the identity of the particles, right? Note it down. Colligative properties explains the number of particles, but not the identity of the particle. Here are some examples of colligative properties like vapor pressure, depression, boiling point elevation, freezing point depression, and osmotic pressure. These are all the notable or standing examples of colligative properties of solutions, right? Note down. And where these concept, I mean molality can be used, right? Where it can be used. So it can be used to calculate the freezing point depression of a solution, to determine the osmotic pressure of a solution, to study the behavior of solutions at high temperature, and to develop new materials such as batteries and solar cells. So here are the diversified areas where we can use the molality to understand, right? Here is an example of how to calculate molality. Suppose you have a solution that contains 0.1 moles of sodium chloride dissolved in 1 kilogram of water. The molality of the solution is calculated as follows. Here comes the the formula, right? Molality can be calculated as number of moles of solute by kilogram of solvent. So here the mole concentration is 0.1, and the solvent, it is given in terms of kilogram. So 0.1 mole of sodium chloride in 1 kilogram of solvent gives 0.1 molar sodium chloride. So now I hope that you can understand what is molality. Thank you for watching the lecture. If you have any queries, do post the queries through the comments. I am ready to answer. Stay tuned with me. Bye bye.